lives. Lean.
You want me to slide closer?
Are we good in this angle? This one? Live is all right.
Mike to your left more.
Oh, you guys, look at those guys clocking out. You guys see us clocking out 5 o'clock?
That's as close as I can get. How's that?
That's all we got. Actually, I get this. There we go. What's up? Welcome to the Grand Apps
Show, episode 22.
We're coming with fire today.
Perfect.
Happy about this. Episode 22, we got some of the crew, the sales crew here, and I wanted to bring them because we just did an article and a post for a new team member alert. We have brand new person in our sales team. I was hoping he's here so he could be a part of the show. Actually, I really want to do everybody.
The whole sales team?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be too much fire for one show.
No, honestly, well, maybe it wouldn't be because they didn't want to join.
It's heating up in here already just because of him and I.
So yeah, so I want to get the top sales guys on here, but I want to have a conversation about sales. I know we did this show a long time ago, but a lot of things evolve in sales. Maybe some things that you have found working best, in this. And just real quick to kind of pre-context what's going on here is, we're a marketing company, agency, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much, we help clients out with advertisement and marketing. If they have a problem, we help them. We put a solution in place, and then solve their issue. So that's what we do, and we really strive to be a really good sales team. And that's kind of how we built our company from the ground up. Was we want to have a core foundation of sales. That's why we have a pretty large sales team. That's a direct sales team. We have different channels too. So we have a lot of partnerships that'll come in. We get a lot of web leads as well per month, social media, but we do a lot of cold calls.
Yeah.
A lot of networking. So if you guys want to break down some sales, you want to kick off the conversation, Britton.
Sure. So I was going to say, because he was mentioning how are we changing, right? Or what's evolving within sales. I would say specifically within us at Grand Apps is the reason why we actually got 2 more sales people to our team is to expand outside of Grand Rapids. We're very local. That's how we got our name, Grand Apps. That's how we got our start. A lot of people around the city recognize our business, but now it's time for us to grow, expand, and go into other markets. So now our new sales team, which is our lead gen side of things, they're doing cold calls to other states, and especially big city states, college states like Grand Rapids. We have Grand Valley, we have Michigan State out in Lansing, whatever. Those cities can be, Ann Arbor. Why did I mention Ann Arbor? Well, that's as far east side. Anyway.
If Charles is watching this, ding or go green right there.
Yeah, Sparty.
Ding or go blue right here. Make this one bigger. Make this one bigger, Charles.
Put a Michigan State jersey on Brandon.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. Well, anyway, college cities can really utilize, mobile apps, websites, essentially, right? So we're really doing cold calls to these cities to make us, more in that city, getting our product in that city more than just Grand Rapids. So I'll say that's kind of like how we're involved within sales right now.
Yeah, and so that's like bringing up a good point is, so what we do is we have a product that we brought to the market, right? Especially mobile, because that's something that every business needs and they're lacking right now. So what we did was bring a brand new product to the market. With that product, now you could get your foot in the door with clients and you could offer just one product, but then what we did was diversify different services and products through that. So if you call with the hot button or the hot word mobile app, they're going to be more interested. Once they're interested, now you guys can go in. So these are some of the top sales guys. We tier our sales team in a different format, right? And I'm sure a lot of people do this, but what we did was we have, our closers, which are these guys, right? High commission base, right? Setting up deals. They're problem solvers. And then we hired in a brand new wave of just lead gen. Those guys are prospecting, they're out calling. So that's something I would recommend that you do in your organization too, but it takes time. It took us almost 5 years to do that, to get to 2 different levels of the sales. So that's a litle background about that, what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's helped. I think it's been a huge
You've been getting meetings set?
Yeah.
How many have you had, you think, that Dan say? Because you work with Dan and you're going to work with Brian now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's picked up a lot of steam. I think with anything, what I really like about what we've brought in here, so Dan for instance, kind of came in green to the sales industry, and he has been.
I had no clue.
Yeah, no, well,
I mean,
he's got
clue,
he's got a clue. He's got customer service down really
Yeah.
well, but he's been a lot of fun to work with because he's been extremely moldable, extremely enthusiastic, and we've had a lot of fun. He's been a great addition to our team. But then, between John, Brandon, and myself, we've been able to spitball different ideas with him, and he has taken that to a whole nother level. It's been a lot of fun to really watch him grow, and he has been a great addition to our team.
He's getting callbacks now.
Yeah.
Like today, Monday morning, somebody called him. What was it for?
Don't recall. But he's got a couple callbacks though. I mean, the toughest thing with his position is if anyone out there has been in sales and jumped into cold calling right off the rip, not having any experience in it, it's not the most fun. I mean, and it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially being around, like him jumping in. It was me, John, and Mike who've been experienced. He's sitting there making cold calls. He might, are they listening to me? Man, I don't want to make a mistake. So it's difficult to jump right into it. But Dan, he's been, like Mike mentioned, moldable. He's taken advice from myself, Mike, and John. Use them. Some people might just say, "Yeah, I'll do it." But they don't do it. They don't follow through. He's actually used all the advice and has become a pretty good lead generator. Absolutely.
I was gonna say he's done a great job of really making everything his own. As if any of you guys have been in sales, you know that you don't just take a script or take something and use it verbatim because you sound like a freaking robot.
No one likes that.
He's blended that into his personality. He's got a great personality for it. So.
It's just turned into a praise.
I was gonna say,
show.
Dan, if you want some uplifting, if you're ever in a down mood, Dan, watch this episode.
Yeah, watch episode 22.
Yeah, I guess Dan's gonna like
Save this video on your Facebook feed so you can always just, oh man, I had a bad day. Watch this one.
Well, the reason I brought it up so much is because how well we work together already. John, Brandon, and myself, we work well together. We tease each other, have a good time, but we get it done. And Dan was really a great addition to that. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's yeah. So Dan, if someone hangs up on you and is super rude, like just check this episode out, man. Like it's gonna be okay.
Forward this episode to them and say, "You want to know who you just hung up on? Dan."
Yeah, that's. Yep, I know I was gonna turn in this. You're looking at it too. Sales as far as the approach, like you said, taking a script and molding it. I talked to Dan too. He would ask me advice because I still do sales here and there. I'm always doing sales, no matter what. I love sales. About that too, the script is, what I told him was, I said, just be comfortable on the phone and be more conversational based instead of more pitch based or value based or anything. A lot of people when they start out in sales is they get so caught up in like little details of being, well, I got to say this way, or if I say this, or strategize it. It's almost like, no, you just call somebody, say, this is what we do, this is why we do it.
Educate.
Yeah, education.
That should be that step
100%.
Well, and have a complete conversation too.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not just, oh, I'm a robot, da 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 da. No, he's now gotten the conversation down. So when he's calling somebody cold, he's literally, having a good conversation with these people.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It should be a fun conversation if you really enjoy sales.
The guy
and you're really a people
that's
person.
calling you doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
You might not want to talk about it, so make it like a conversation, right?
Well, and I'm sure you both notice he's laughing a lot more while he's on the phone, which means the prospect he's talking to is laughing, so they're enjoying the conversation and it's going well.
Yep.
And that's a big key to sales for anybody. If you can have humor, that alone will help you close more deals than just about anything.
Yeah, and what I was telling them too, as far as I think the cool thing about our organization and our uniqueness is, like, I'm an owner of 2 companies, so you guys can get that in feedback. Mike started a company before, has experience. Brandon's been working with me hand in hand from day one, so he sees that. So what I tell the new guys like Dan, Brian, anybody else, it's kind of like, hey, come talk to me about what I would like if somebody was pitching me, because I can give you firsthand experience. Like, for example, emails. He was like, what should I say in this email? How should I word it? I was like, Dan, I'll be super honest, man. Make it as simple as possible, because if you think about it, like somebody's going through like on their mobile, that's what I do on my phone. I'll just read my emails, and we do too, and we'll just hit it, we'll reply back really short. So I said, hey, if you're gonna send, because what happened was he was following up with somebody who he was supposed to call, or he called somebody the first time and he wanted to follow up them. I said, just be super direct, tell them exactly what you're doing and be short as possible. And don't be offended. He was like, well, a lot of people aren't getting back to me in email. I said, well, think about it. Because you're gonna grab your phone, you're gonna scroll, you're gonna see the email. But for me, it's a sales email, so I'm gonna go, okay, I'll get to that later. Maybe I'm not that interested, or maybe I'm interested, but that's fine. I put it away. Once I put it away, I get busy and I forget about it. So like, it shouldn't be his due diligence to follow up on it or like
Right.
call and just be super laid back about it. Like, hey, I just want to call and follow up with you. You know, maybe you didn't see, maybe you did. And if they go, yeah, don't call back, then don't call back.
Yeah.
Right. Don't be over persistent. I did find that out when people were like pitching me. And so back when I started, and I'm sure that you can relate to this too, was when somebody was like, they'd be like, yeah, I'm interested, but call me back later in a month. And then you'd keep trying, like, well, if you're interested now, like, let's go. That actually happens to me now, is because, like, my schedule's getting so booked out, like, with your guys' schedule. So if, like, somebody's going to hit you up, I'm like, yeah, I'm interested, but, you know, get back to me in a month. I really mean it. If they fall to me before a month and get on me, sometimes I get mad because that interrupts your day and you have to deal with that thing. And you're kind of pissed, like, well, I told you, man, like, I appreciate it. You know, if you just followed me up exactly when you said, I would have been way happier.
Yep.
Even a day later, instead of, like, more. That more is not almost better.
Yep. In fact, we were literally talking about that in the conference room today when we talked about phone calling with Dan and Brian. I was sharing, when you're calling a prospect for the first time, business owner, whoever, their attention span is this big. And it's another marketing call. So initially their eyes are going to roll. Keep it to 30 seconds or less and get good at it. Short, to the point, tell them who you are, what you're doing, and get on with it. So that way they know. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and you've lost them.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it short. Be simple. A lot of people don't really understand that in sales when they first get. And we saw the progression from everybody who's been a part of our organization. Even Dan episode, when he started, he was super scripted. He was like a robot. He was going over too much. And now he's more short, conversationalist, more personable. That's it. It's not hard. You know, it's just be a good person. You know, conversate well with people, and you'll get a sale. You just educate. That's it. What else you guys got to tell anybody else? What else you guys want to talk about? Thank you for staying real sales, guys.
Yeah.
Past 5 o'clock right now.
Well,
What we got
I'm
here?
gonna say, when you're already-
5:30.
when
and
you have a sales
Mike has a
team-
missed sales call right there.
Oh,
No,
you
that's,
wanna make money
you're
on
supposed
that?
to say yes, Mike.
Well,
Make money
yes.
on camera.
He's no.
I do have an appointment at 6:30. That's actually Dave.
All right.
So,
Okay, good.
yeah, I do have another appointment at 6:30 tonight. Sorry, honey. I didn't think I told you yet.
She's watching live. Mike.
So we're getting yelled at by the captain.
To wrap it up.
Wrap it.
What are you trying to
He's
say,
saying
Charles?
I like it. Interacting. All right. That's it.